If you're an independent consultant, this may sound familiar. It's the crazy cash flow roller coaster where your bank account is so erratic with cash flow that it's unnerving, and your stress level may go through the roof when you hit a slow period in your pipeline. But imagine that you could have a simple system that would help you stabilize and grow your consulting practice on a predictable basis. Well, you don't have to imagine it. You can start implementing that kind of powerful system right now. Hello, my name is Gabrielle Fontaine of Bookkeeping Direct, and this is where we help independent consultants stabilize and grow their cash flow so that they can grow their business and not have to worry about money. Today we're talking about how consultants build cash stability systems in their practice. And it's step 3 in our series of videos about how to map your success with cash flow. So let's get into it. Today we'll cover the sustainable cash flow case study. This is one of my clients and how she's applied what we'll be talking about today and the results she's getting. A simple system to save your sanity. So there are several ways that you can use systems to stabilize your cash flow. We're going to talk about one in particular today. We'll also cover where you should start right now and your next steps. Meet my client, Cindy. She's a solo consultant with multiple 6-figure income, and we've been working together for quite a few years. And over that time, we've developed together a simple cash flow allocation system that she uses. And it doesn't matter whether her revenue is up or her revenue is down. She is able to pay herself a steady salary, and she uses a similar system with her personal finances so that she also is worry-free, able to go on vacations on a regular basis. She also goes to overseas retreats for her business, and she has built up a very healthy cash reserve account, all because of this simple allocation system for her cash flow that she is using. And in her particular segment of consulting, as of the time of this recording, many other consultants are hitting a really difficult time, losing contracts. But she, because of her cash flow confidence, is able to put out that confident attitude, and her pipeline is actually full at the time of this recording, whereas many other consultants are struggling. And I honestly believe that at least part of the reason for that, yes, she has a great reputation as well, but is because she's not worrying about cash or scurrying desperately for business. She has confidence because she knows she has a good cash reserve and she's going to be paid every month and can count on it. So how can you do a simple, flexible system like this? Well, the guiding principle, if you're going to use cash allocation, and you may have heard this before, is give every dollar a job. What it means is that as money comes into your business, when you get paid, whether it's a lot or a little, you assign or allocate a purpose for each dollar. This is also known as like grandma's envelope system. It's been around for a very long time, from way back when people used to get paid in cash money. That at the beginning of the month, grandma used to put the money aside and divvy it up to where it was going to be doing the most good. And then they lived within that budget. Well, in this way, Profit First, which is the book by Mike Michalowicz, is a similar principle in how you can run your business. And it really is a fantastic cash management method that can save your sanity. And it's especially well suited for independent consultants because of this crazy cash flow roller coaster. And now with market conditions, that adds even more pressure. So Profit First is highly recommended, and it is what I do use with my clients. So to understand how it works in a very, very top level way, the money coming in The very first part, he calls it profit, but it's really your cash reserve account that you take out a percentage. So whether it's a lot or a little, it's the same percentage. Then you're also putting aside money for taxes. You're putting aside money for paying yourself. And then whatever is left over, that's what's used to run your business. So really, it's a prioritized way to manage your cash flow. But there is a challenge. The biggest challenge is that it means changing your money habits. And once you can do that, it makes a huge difference. It not only brings stability to your business, but it also sets you up to really grow your business to where you need it to be or want it to be, so that you can have your focus on serving your clients and providing the mission that you have set out for yourself when you started your practice. So where do you start? How do you get there? Well, I don't recommend doing it all at once because we're talking about changing of behavioral habits. So let's focus first on what gives many consultants a lot of stress, and that is taxes. And whether you're paying your quarterly taxes or you're paying it all at once during tax time, it can be very stressful, especially if you're hitting one of your down slopes and now taxes are due. So the best thing to do is starting today, every single dollar that comes in that you get paid, put aside at least 15%. You may need to put aside more. Some of my clients do have to put aside more depending on where they're located, but put it aside and put it into a high yield savings account. Very much like the withholding from when you were an employee at one point where they withheld your taxes. This is just simulating that, but you're putting it aside and you're making interest on that money. And then you can add some automation if you want to, but either way, you will have far less stress come tax time or paying your quarterlies because the money will just be there. It won't matter whether you're in an up time with lots of cash or you're at a thin time when there isn't too much. The money will already be there. Start where you are right now. I do recommend that your first step is to put aside money for taxes, but maybe you're already doing that. Maybe you figured that out. You've been in business for a while and you know the taxes are going to be there, so you've been taking care of that. The next step would be to start putting money aside, a percentage I recommend off the top again, into a cash reserve account, like what Cindy does, that it's aside in a separate bank account. And then once you've got those two habits in place, then I'd recommend moving up to using the full profit first system, so that then you really can strategically use your cash flow so that you can really maximize the power it has for your business. So grow your business from a place of confidence. It makes a huge difference. And if you would like to brainstorm how you could apply these principles in your own business, then please reach out to me on LinkedIn. Let me know that you saw this video, and I would be glad to have a free consultation with you. So now you know how to use a very simple habit-forming system with your cash flow so that you can gain more confidence, get rid of the stress, and grow your consulting practice. If you're wondering how to use Profit First or anything that we covered today in your consulting business, go ahead and reach out to me. I'll leave a link in the description. Reach out to me on LinkedIn and let me know that you saw this video, and then I would be glad to do a free consultation with you so that you can get started today in using these powerful methods for improving cash flow stability. Again, my name is Gabrielle Fontaine, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.